Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'll be showcasing my branded Sacred Beast deck. It's been a long time coming, I promised this like about a year ago or something. But yeah, here we are, branded Sacred Beast. Let's get into it. To begin with, we have the one copy of the 3 Sacred Beasts. We got Hamon, Raviel, and Uria. So we're running these because of the names. Obviously, it's a branded Sacred Beast deck. You have to have the boys here. Hamon is definitely the best, so like, if you really wanted to, you could run 2 Hamon, but I think one of each is good. But yeah, you know what they all do. You could also run another copy of Raviel Shimmering Scraper, if you want to go for Raviel OTKs. But I think for this build, one copy of each is pretty good. Next up, triple of the main starter Dark Beckoning Beast. Searches for any card that has the Sacred Beast in its name, and it can give you an additional normal summon of a Fiend with 0 attack and 0 defense. This is part of your main combo of the deck. Next up, 2 Dark Summoning Beast. If you contribute it to special summon a Sacred Beast from your hand. Also, if it's in the grave, you can banish it to add a Fallen Paradise from your deck to your hand. I think 2 is pretty good in this deck. Next up, 2 Dark Summoning Beast. You can tribute it to special summon any Sacred Beast from your deck. Also, if it's in the grave, you can banish it to add a Sacred Beast from your deck to your hand. Next up, the branded stuff, we run a double Fallen of Albaz. You need this for your branded fusion. I think 2 copies is pretty good. Next up, triple Aluber to search your branded fusion. You can also search your branded in red main card for your branded side of the deck. Next up, 1 Tragedy and 1 Ad Libitum. If Tragedy is sent to the grave or banished, you can, by card effect, you can add a Despian monster from deck to hand. And Ad Libitum, if you use a fusion material from the hand or grave, you can special summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster from your graveyard, or banished. Next up, triple Ash just for your hand trap. You can replace this with whatever you want, but Ash is pretty good in this format, so triple Ash. Onto the spells now. Triple Opening of the Spirit Gates. Searches you any of your Sacred Beast monsters, or a monster that lists them in their card text. Also, you can discard a card to special summon a Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your grave, which is great for extending your combos. Next up, double Fallen Paradise. You can search this off of Chaos Summoning Beast. It protects all your Sacred Beasts from targeting and card effects. Also, if you control a Sacred Beast, you can draw 2 cards. Okay, next up, Cerulean Skyfire. It is a negate if you control Hamon in the field. It negates at resolution, so you can also negate cards like Super Poly or Dark Ruler, which is very, very good. Next up, Dimension Fusion Destruction. Your main fusion spell to get into your Armityle. You need to banish fusion materials from your hand, field, or grave. Next up, triple Branded Fusion for your branded side. You'll search this off Aluber. You can send some of your Sacred Beasts to the grave if you need to. You can send Hamon or Raviel, but you can't send Uria off this. Triple Branded Opening, just a quick way to search out your Aluber to go into your Branded Fusion. 1 Branded in red to set off your Albion, or to extend into another fusion monster. Next off, for the one-ofs, we have a Called by the Grave, a Foolish Burial, and a Harpies. Called by just to ensure that your combos go off. Foolish Burial, because you can dump either your Despian Tragedy to add Aluber, or you can dump some of your Sacred Beast stuff to do your Sacred Beast combos. And Harpies just for back row. Now for the traps, we have 2 Awakening of the Sacred Beasts. If you control a Sacred Beast monster, you gain life points every time your opponent special summons a monster. If you control 2 Sacred Beasts, it acts as a skill drain. And if you control 3, it acts as a Dark Law. So yeah, pretty fucking good. Next up, triple Imperm, just as a good hand trap, good disruption, just a good stable to have. Onto the extra deck now, we have 2 Armityle the Chaos Phantasm, and 1 of the Retrain Armityle Phantom of Fury. So Armityle, you fusion summon him using the 3 Sacred Beasts. He gains 10,000 attack during your turn, cannot be destroyed by battle, and if you fusion summon him using the Dimension Fusion Destruction, you take no battle damage with attacks involving him. Also, if you have your Fallen Paradise on field, he cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So once you get him out under certain conditions, this is the main way to win the duel. Phantom of Fury, you summon him with the same way as you summon Armityle, and during your main phase you can give control of him to your opponent. Then during your end phase, you banish all cards they control, and then the owner of this card, aka yourself, summons the regular Armityle from your extra deck. 1 copy of Phantasm Emperor. You could probably replace this with something better like a Guardian Chimera, but I don't have one right now. But it's just a good boss monster, 4k attack. You fusion summon it using 3 level 10 monsters, and yeah, it can burn your opponent for a bit of damage. It can come up in certain situations. Next up for the branded side, double Mirrorjade. Mirrorjade is just a fantastic boss monster. Banishes your opponent's cards. If it's sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can wipe their field during the end phase. Next up we have double Albion and 1 Lubellion. These are just ways to get into your fusions. These won't be going into your Armityle, but they'll be going into other good branded fusion cards. Next up we have Masquerade to burn your opponent, Curatus to lower their attack, and Dragos Stapelia, which is a good quick effect monster negate. Then we have Starving Venom Fusion, just to get a bunch of attack. You can also wipe your opponent's board if it's destroyed. Super Poly would be a good option in the deck. I'd say run that in the side deck, because a lot of these targets are very good Super Poly targets. Finally, Gustav Max to burn your opponent if you need a little extra damage at the end, and Link Rebo to get your your Chaos Summoning Beast into the graveyard to activate its effect. So that's it for the branded Sacred Beast deck profile. Overall, these two decks actually work very well together, because you're not relying on your fusion monsters for your Sacred Beasts. You can easily use the effects of your branded cards that lock into fusions, so then you can end on boards with multiple Sacred Beasts and multiple of your branded fusion cards. It's a unique build of both decks, which can catch your opponent off guard. A lot of Sacred Beasts, while it might look weak, they're very strong. They have a lot of really good effects, especially with their floodgates, especially with their ability to draw 2 cards with the Fallen Paradise. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff you can do with this deck. Give it a go. I bet you'll be surprised with how good it is. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more.